everyone, you're seeing me from a slightly different angle today. Today I'm going to be going through my decks. This is by no means all of my decks, but it is some of my decks. These are the ones probably the most frequently used. And what I'm going to be doing, we won't get through them all today. I probably might do this in several different parts, but I'm going to go through and I'm going to separate them into definitely keep, maybe, and to either like sell or give away. So I'm going to do this in a few installments. I'm thinking of doing these with my books as well. But let me know if you're interested in that, if it's something you're interested in, in watching. I don't know if this is boring, but with everything that's going on, I just have this urge to kind of purge, go through things, downsize things, and just keep the things that I really, really love. So this is my altar that you usually see in the background. I have this cloth, but I've obviously pushed it just so you can see. And we'll just go through the shelves and we'll see what's here. So first of all, I keep most of my like goddess type decks over here. Drop things. Okay. I'm also terrified of spiders, so hopefully this is in the basement. So I'm always like terrified that spiders are going to jump out at me. So if you hear me scream and run away, that is what is happening. Okay. So while I clean this up, this is the Goddess Oracle. This is actually the first Oracle deck I ever got. I remember I got this in the 90s when I was in university. I got it at a local shop. The shop is still there. Radiance Gifts. Shout out to Radiance Gifts. They're awesome. They are still open online. And so you can order from them. So anyway, I just thought I would shout out to them. But this was my first like Oracle deck, like non-tarot deck. And it still serves me really well. I am missing the Hathor card though, but I still use this. Most decks, if I miss a card, if I'm missing a card, I'll order another. But this one, I may order another in the future. But this is definitely a keeper. This is not going anywhere. So that's keep. The next one is the Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. I love this deck. It's probably one of her best decks. This was like in the early 2000s when I think her decks were at their peak. I think after that it became overly commercial where she was just asked to keep pumping things out. But I do really like this one, so it's not going anywhere. Next, I have the Goddess and Sirens Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. And Jimmy Manton is the illustrator. This is also not going anywhere. Same with its matching counterparts, the Gods and Titans. I wish there was more God decks. I really like my Goddess decks, don't get me wrong, but I really like having like some Sacred Masculine too. I kind of want Colette Baron-Reid to come out with a God Power Oracle. She has the Goddess Power Oracle, and I kind of want a masculine one to match with that. I've suggested it to her in the comments. Please, well, I know she's not watching, but I would like one of those. Hey House, I would like one of those decks. Mythic Oracle, this one also not going anywhere. This one's got the Greek gods and goddesses, so none of these are going out anywhere. Okay, actually probably a lot in here is probably going to stay, but I have others on that shelf, and then there's like other shelves and stuff that have some here and there that I may, those ones will probably be more likely to be given away. We have here the Angels and Ancestors Oracle by Kyle Gray, another deck I really, really love. This is a deck I use for like connecting with ancestors. I also have, this is my Persephone deck as well. So I am going to be keeping this. I have different decks for different gods and goddesses that I work with. So it's kind of like a message from them. And because this is with ancestors and the dead, I associate this with Persephone. So this is not going anywhere. There are two books here that didn't fit into the little boxes. So the Mystical Shaman Oracle and the Goddess Power Oracle, they came in these big boxes, and then there was the little box with the cards. I know a lot of people really loved those boxes, but I did not at all, because it's like all this extra space and packaging. Like, please just give me a traditional Hay House with like the book inside the box. It's so much easier to store. But obviously, these are not going anywhere because these decks aren't going anywhere. So these are staying. Oh, the Fairy Forest Oracle. I love this deck. Lucy Cavendish. Oracle the Wild Green World. This is one that I often use coupled with like a tarot deck as well. So I love this. It's got like this, you know, all the fairies in different seasons and stuff. It's got like fall cards and wintry cards and springy and summer. I love this deck. So it is also not going anywhere. Next I have the Angel Therapy Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. This is a maybe. I did use this in readings like years ago. Not like I had a specific reading just for this deck, but I would use it as an accompanying oracle cards. I like to round out my tarot readings with like an oracle card. I don't know. It's one of those weird decks where the art is like by different artists, and some art is good and some is not so good. This is a maybe. So that's in the maybe pile. The next is the Life Purpose Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. This is also a maybe. I find this is like so specific, this deck, because it gives you like things that you might want to consider as your life purpose, which isn't like a regular type deck. Now, it did give good results, but again, I don't know if I just haven't used this in like a couple of years at least. So it's going in the maybe pile. The next is the Angel Answers cards by Doreen Virtue. This is a really fun deck. So kind of like, do I keep it, do I not? It is really beautiful. And it's for quick answers. They're just gorgeous and they're gilded. Who doesn't like a good gilding, right? Not the right time. You're ready. Get more information. So I think I'm going to keep this for now. It's just like, it's a nice quick pull. I would have a friend who would message me like, quick, pull a card from that deck. I need to know an answer, you know. So I think I'm going to keep that because it's a fun deck. Next we have the Sacred Rebels, the Guidance for Unique and Authentic Life by Alana Fairchild. This is my Hecate deck. It is not going anywhere. It is a wonderful deck, so I'm keeping that. Next we have the Crystal Mandala Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Also a deck I'm definitely keeping, not going anywhere. This deck I actually use on Sabbats. I'll pull it on Sabbats because her books are so packed with like healing information, and it kind of gives me ideas of what crystals to work with as well as like things I need to work on. I find this just, it's not one of those decks where you would do like a 10 card reading. Like you pull one card and it gives you like so much information and a lot of things to think about. So it is also not going anywhere. My not going anywhere pile just fell over. That's what that was. Okay. Next we have the Lay Vampire Oracle by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Artwork, yeah, that's the artwork. And then Lucy Cavendish, classic lineup. This is not going anywhere. This is like one that I pull out at Halloween time. It's a lot of fun. I really like this deck, so not going anywhere. Just gonna quickly pick some stuff up here. Knocking things over. Okay. Next we have the Black Moon Astrology cards. This one is like kind of good as a reference, but I don't really use it in readings. Like, it's good for teaching, but not so good for readings. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile for now. Next we have the Oracle of the Unicorns. I don't really connect with this deck. I love unicorns. Anyone that knows me, I love like unicorns. But this deck just seemed, I don't know. It was kind of like people took other unicorn artwork and slapped it together. You know what I mean? When somebody takes like a bunch of different art and then they impose things on it. It's not like somebody specifically sat down, made a bunch of unicorn picture, like with specific intention. So this is going to go into the giveaway pile, I think. Next we have the Crystal Spirits Oracle deck by Colette Barron-Reed. This deck, I don't like it as much as her animal one that came out. It's still a good deck though. I do still use it, so I'm going to be keeping this deck. Next we have the Gospel of Aradia Oracle. This is one I also use as well. I wish there were more cards in this deck. It is like a, what do you call it? 36 card deck. That's what I was trying to say. I wish there was like at least 40, but it's still a really beautiful deck and one I really like to use. This is like a spring, February in bulk type deck. I love this deck. Next we have the Viking Oracle, Wisdom of the Ancient Norse. And this one's not going anywhere. This is a winter deck for me. I really like this one, so keeping that one. Next we have the Halloween Oracle, also one that's not going anywhere. I use this at Halloween, obviously, it's in the title. So yeah, so that one's staying. And then another one of my favorites, this is my Pluto deck, the Fallen Angel Oracle cards. I love this deck. They're apparently doing a reprint of this. This is got the 72 demons, fallen angels from the Goetia, which sounds scary, but it's actually really not. This deck, I pull a card every month, and it's always like on point. So it tells me things like that I need to fix or watch out for. It's a great shadow work type deck. What you need to watch out for or things you need to do, and it's always like right on the money. So I really like this deck, so it's not going anywhere. Okay, so that's the first shelf here. I have limitations with this camera. I can only upload in like 15-minute increments, so we'll do a few more decks, and then I'll be back next week maybe with more if you guys are interested. We've got the Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid. I love this deck. It's beautiful. I know some people didn't really like it because it's a little more oracly, and she changed the name on some of the cards, like the Devil, which is like a weird thing that Hay House does. But it's still like, it's just a really beautiful deck and it reads well, so keep it in. Next we have the Crystal Angels by Doreen Virtue. This deck is really beautiful, but this was around the time when she started to go a little weird. So I think that this one will also end up in the giveaway or sell pile. Next we have the Celtic Lenormand. I use this in the summer, so not going anywhere. Love this deck. And then we have Kyle Gray Angel Prayers. I haven't used this deck in a while. I find that there's a couple other of his decks, the Keepers of the Light and the Ancestors cards I like better. So this is in the maybe pile. What do we have next? This doesn't have the case anymore. This is the Brian Froud Fairies Oracle deck. I know I just have a little elastic band around it, which I know it's not the greatest, but that's the way I'm keeping it right now, just to keep it together. I love this deck. This deck's not going anywhere. It's my fairy deck. This is like the best fairy deck. So stays. Next we have the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. This is like my Venus deck. This is like, I love this deck. It has, the cover's not that great. There's another cover. I think Australia, they have a different cover. But I do really like this deck over here. So I'm going to be back maybe next week or the week after. We're going to continue working through these. Like I said, the limitations on my camera. Let me know, do you like this? Do you want to see more? And then at the end, I'm going to go through all the ones I'm giving away or selling, if people are interested in them at all. But it's kind of, I think it's time to purge and go through my collection and keep just the ones that I love. That's how I'm feeling right now. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my patrons, especially to Jamie, Nathan, and Marie for all of your support, especially at this time. I hope that all of you are keeping safe. Let me know, do you like any of these decks? Do you not like them? Let me know what you think. I would love to hear. Stay safe and well, and as always, peace and love.